Hello and welcome to this week's PS4 O'Clock, where I'll be talking to Deputy Editor Joel Gregory about PS4 bundles and the camera. Hello and welcome to PS4 O'Clock. I am here with Joel.
Hi.
And we are talking about PS4 bundles, specifically because...
Bundle!
Because Amazon France have posted, and it's still up there as of Wednesday, 3:30. No, what day is it today?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's definitely Tuesday.
So yeah, as of Tuesday, they got a bundle, which is a PS4 with a second controller, a camera, and a copy of Killzone Shadowfall. And that's up there for €499, which rounds out about £420.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la
That's
deal,
what I
yes.
got to say to that.
So it's a real deal. It's not like a slip up that's been taken down. But it's very good value for money. It's about sort of 70 quid kind of saving.
It's excellent. It's also conveniently similar to the price of another console that's being released at some point in the near future.
Damagingly close, considering what you get for it.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, the fact that a pad is... What's a pad? 55 quid or something like that?
So you're looking at... So, yeah, the value of the bundle in totality is about 503 quid. So that is like 349 for the PS4, 55 quid for the camera, about 55 quid again for the second DualShock controller, and 40-ish roughly for the game.
I reckon the game will be more than that, I reckon the game will be 50 quid, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you might be right. But yeah, very, very good value for money.
So you're saving like 75 odd quid.
Yes,
oh gosh,
exactly.
I've just dropped the pad.
But unfortunately, I spoke to Sony when it was discovered, and they said we don't have any details yet for any UK bundles.
Yeah,
although they've also spoken to videogamer.com and said bundles and combinations that we will put on the shelf at retail haven't been fleshed out in detail as of yet. So
so they're doing them. They're just not
happen,
telling us yet what they're doing. This sounds like a very viable one, though. A machine, a second pad, and a first-party game seems like a very natural bundle. And a camera, they probably want to get as many cameras out there as possible, and I imagine people won't buy them on their own as much as they would buy them in a money-saving bundle. So, yeah, seems like a good idea.
And that was the other bundle that was leaked previously, was Knack. There was a picture of Knack with a camera in a part of a PS3 bundle. That wasn't the box. I mean, this Killzone thing, there's a proper box for it and everything. The Knack one was... There were some press shots showing all the wires and the bits and pieces, and then a second one came out showing Knack and a camera in exactly the same style of the previous shot, and people weren't sure if it had been photoshopped or not.
I tell you what, if a copy of Knack isn't going to make someone pick up a PS4, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so we know how you feel about Knack. Knack even. But I mean, like you say, it's obvious. There's been it's always the sort of the deals you get, and the fact that it hasn't been announced or sort of mentioned earlier is the real surprise, I guess.
It won't be long, I don't think. We're 2 months out pretty much from... No, wait, what? 3... What? Hi. 2.5 months out from launch, roughly. So it won't be long until we get details of them. I suppose the only possible complication at the moment is that they're having to deal with volume of pre-orders in the UK that they're not necessarily sure they can fulfill already. Yeah. So it might be a little bit dangerous to then suddenly go, we're not sure we have enough machines, and here's some really cool money-saving bundles you can have, and then get a whole other wave of pre-orders that you can't fulfill either. So they might just be waiting to sort out the logistics of that kind of thing before they announce them.
I think there will be, there's going to be a few sort of people who are quite rightly annoyed. I think you've got Fergalgara basically kind of saying, we're facing a sellout situation. So they've clearly got loads and loads of people who have put the money down on a pre-order, and if they then suddenly go better deals, more stuff.
Well, there is that as well.
I mean, I was holding back because I thought I'm going to wait until I see what I can get in terms of games and extras, which now looks like it's.
I'm just going to mug someone out when they walk out the shop on launch day. That's my
You'll
plan.
be the first launch day crime.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are other bundles out there. I had a quick look around. The only thing I could find a firm offer, if you like, was Amazon US are offering a list of options that are all they're not available yet. So they just have a little prefix going, want us to email you when this item becomes available, and they're offering things like Battlefield 4 plus a year's PS Plus subscription. They've got a second pad bundle. They're doing Killzone plus a year's PS Plus subscription, and they've also got a Knack bundle, which is just the game, and a Watch Dogs bundle, which is just the game. But the fact that retailers haven't put their own bundles out there yet as well suggests they know something's coming.
I'll tell you what I want as a bundle. I want a game that I want, so something like Assassins or Watch Dogs or FIFA.
Yeah.
A year's PS Plus and a second pad. That would be my ideal bundle. because I want all of those things. I need a second pad, I need PS Plus to play online, and I obviously need a game. So that would be, for me, the perfect bundle.
Yeah.
So do that, Sony.
Yeah, well, it's clearly, I mean, the French deal, it's interesting that just one place, like France, have gone live with a deal, and everyone else is going, well, we're not really talking about this yet. And it's like, well, it's there.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you wanted to, and you were in the UK, you could order it from France if you really had to. But no, I mean, like I say, I imagine it won't be too long. I think we're probably talking a couple of weeks until we get the this is just a guess, by the way, until we get the announcement of bundles over here, because they're going to need people to pre-order them in time for them to figure out the stock and, like make the packs and stuff like that. So it'll all happen soon enough. And, we're not that far away from release, so it's all getting quite exciting. Yeah. And it's a lot for your money if you think about it. The most powerful console ever with a game and a very expensive pad and a quite expensive camera for 420 quid is pretty good.
Yeah. Weirdly as well, looking, like you say, the pricing and the money involved, the one thing that Sony seem to be quite firm on is the fact they won't be bundling a PS4 and a Vita.
Yeah, well, I spoke to lovely Fergal Gara about that, and I asked him about that because it seems like such a natural pairing. Because remote play and your PS Vita's now your PS4's best friend. They go everywhere together and hold hands.
Well, we saw Assassin's Creed 4 at Gamescom,
and
it
was really impressive.
Really,
that was amazing. Yeah,
I think that was a moment when a lot of people went, maybe I do want one.
Yeah, exactly. My suspicion, and again, this is just me guessing, is that they won't do it at launch because they won't want to sort of take the focus off the new piece of hardware. But not that long after, say 3 to 6 months after launch, there will be a Vita and a PS4 bundle. That would be my inclination.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of like playing kind of with their fans' love in a way, really. If they do suddenly go, and here's a better deal, and then a little while later they go, and now with the Vita.
That's the way it works, though. If you bought a console now and you waited for a year, you'd probably get 40 quid off it. So it's whether you want it now or you want to wait.
It's that weird sort of thing, isn't it? Like if you got the really hardcore early adopters, you can put a bundle out there and go, it's got spiders in it, and they'll still want it. And then a year later, you go, we got the one without spiders now.
Yeah, that's just the way it works. You kind of pay a premium for timing, but I think it'll come. Like I said, it seems like such a natural fit, and if it works as well as it looked like it worked at Gamescom, that is going to be amazing. Yeah. The thought that you could basically play any PS4 game on your Vita if you have an internet connection is useful in so many situations. It's useful away from the home. It's also useful if someone wants to watch TV at the home. It's useful if you have to play Watch Dogs on the crapper. I mean, it's really, there's a lot of benefits to that. So yeah, it's exciting stuff.
I think it could be like a I'm going to use a silly word now, like a paradigm shift. If the PS4 is like switching itself on, going to sleep, remotely, and you leave your Assassin's Creed in there, and then you're on the bus, and maybe you've got like really good Wi-Fi on the bus. That's a really bad example.
Buses have excellent Wi-Fi.
But yeah, you're playing.
Actually, mega buses have Wi-Fi, so there you
go. Yeah. But I mean, because you sort of see it being shown off there, but I think unless you actually try it out and see it in action, that first time you fire up your PS Vita and it works, and it does what it did at Gamescom, people are you're going to be showing it to strangers on the bus going, look at this.
Yeah, because it's cool. Like, you realistically speaking, if I want to play a game, I want to play one of the big console experiences. There are some great games on Vita, but if it's going to be like, I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks and I have Wi-Fi and I can either play, Mutant Blobs from Space, which is a great game, or I can play Assassin's Creed 4, there's no contest really. And like, it's almost, in fact, for a lot of people, probably is worth buying a Vita just for the ability to play games like Assassin's Creed or, I don't know, the next Elder Scrolls game or whatever when you're on holiday, and that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, and I should just say the full quote from Fergal Gara was that he said they had no firm plans at this stage to put the two together in one box, which is a nicely kind of hedge betting kind of thing. It's at this time sort of.
I like the way, well, it's two things. It's at this time and no firm plans. Yeah. So we could have flaccid plans now, or we could have firm plans later. So it's good. He's hedged his bets two ways.
I think Sony have got past their flaccid plans kind of problem now.
That's true.
They're hard.
They're
plans.
Taking those blue pills. So yeah, again, like it's sort of saying you might be onto something, but I couldn't possibly comment right now. I guess.
And he does also mention, actually, because they talked about sort of the price drop being a nice coincidence for the Vita and not being like planned. Yeah. Which clearly it's planned.
Obviously, everything's planned.
But he did say they talked about a nice opportunity to work with retailers to put them together. So he's also suggesting that while Sony might not put it in a box, retailers could shrink wrap a Vita to the front.
Yeah, it's sort of not exactly dressing it up very subtly, but going, if you guys wanted to sell these things together, then feel free, which is great, and I'm absolutely certain a number of retailers will do that. It seems to make too much sense not to. Yeah, so you just put the boxes together, wrap them in some cling film and go extra £80. Here you go.
And it is starting to look maybe like the people that haven't got their sort of pre-orders sorted might actually get a better deal.
Yeah, I mean, you may have to wait. You may not get it on launch day, I guess. Although that, you know, who knows, if they can unclog the pipes, then maybe you will. But
what they've been saying though is that the lack of guarantee now for pre-order sort of day one delivery is to keep stuff in the shops.
Right.
So it could be that, you know, you go down to the shops on day one, you'll still get one.
Just stand outside, have a knife fight in the queue, and then get to the front. Yeah, you know, don't do that, by the way.
No, please.
But yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think anyone who's pre-ordered previously will obviously get a nice shiny box on their doorstep, and anyone who wants to do some queuing, you'll probably get one as well, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to finish up then, because obviously if there are bundles with cameras in, it's much more likely that people are going to get a camera. It's the one thing I think that sort of most people have been a bit non-committal on, because there's no sort of hard kind of evidence as to why you need one.
No.
Based on PSI, you know, and previous kind of iToy stuff. But there was a thing recently where a GameStop presentation, which is where they show it off to all the managers of the shops and why it's going to be sort of important. And a guy called Sean Colbin, who's a Sony America guy, took to the stage and did the whole retail spiel. You know, this is why you want PS4 in your shop. And he talked a bit about the camera. So we've already known that it can sort of track body movements and recognise your face. But so they clarified this. So it's got facial recognition, voice recognition. It mentioned that you'll be able to navigate in some way by voice command. So it'll be a bit like, you know,
sounds almost like you'll be connected to your console. In a strange kind of way. Yeah.
Yeah. So PS4. Go home.
Yeah, there you go.
That sort of thing. But one thing I thought was really interesting is that he said when the camera is connected to the PlayStation 4, it automatically enables you to broadcast yourself in play. Now, we saw this at...
Not quite sure what that means.
Well, we saw this at Gamescom, where Shu Yoshida did that opening. And you saw, I think it was Scott Rhodes, one of his sort of Sony buddies, appeared like a little picture-in-picture face.
Yeah.
And I, at the time, said it must be doing facial recognition, because there's no way you set up a perfect shot and you stay in that little thumbnail.
Yeah.
So it looks like not only can it recognise gestures, I should say, and voice commands, it'll, like a camera does, it'll put a little box around your face, and then that will appear in the top left, top right.
I would quite like it if I was playing, say, I don't know, like Call of Duty Spec Ops or Zombies or something, and I could have little face cameras on my crew who I was playing with. I'd really like that.
But this is what he's saying, is that it will, as soon as you plug it in, it will just do that automatically.
Yeah, so if you're playing like Borderlands and you can see the faces of the three other people as they're like gurning or swearing or something, that'd be really cool.
How long do you think it'll be between launch and a little sort of butt crack coming up into that little
like
face?
4 seconds maybe. There'll be genitals everywhere.
Oh.
Does it have full wang recognition? Because that would be perilous.
That would be amazing. Well, I guess this is why as well, why they're pushing for proper social...
well, they want it to be your friends with their names rather than Bong Smoker 66 with his penis.
You don't
all over
want,
the place. Yeah.
It looks like there's more sort of chance that it can be sort of exploited or used abusively. So if people are actually attached to it in real life, as opposed to, like you say, just
part of the reason I only have people I know in person on my friends list.
Yes.
I think the other thing is I'm not particularly wedded to having a camera, but with these features, I quite like the sound of them. So I probably wouldn't buy a camera on its own, but if I can get a camera for like the equivalent of, say, like 15 extra quid, I'll probably do it just to, you know, to feel like I've got the whole set of everything and be able to do some stuff like that. I'd probably go for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good idea again.
Yeah, and something he actually so to finish up, he also mentioned, this Sean Colbin guy, that the Playroom, which is preloaded on all the PS4s, will let you win trophies, which is nice.
There's some incentive
free
to play
trophies,
it, I suppose.
But also the Drive Club, the PS Plus version of Drive Club, which everyone basically gets for free, also lets you get trophies all the way up to platinum.
Yeah, that is good actually. That is quite exciting.
On day one,
even if you didn't buy a game, you could have a platinum and something
Yeah.
I think that is really good.
Cool.
Everyone loves trophies.
Everyone loves trophies. So there you go. PS4 bundles are on the way, as proved by Amazon France. There's no confirmation yet from the UK, but the messages that Sony seem to be sending out are they just haven't confirmed them yet. Yep, looks like good deals. So things like controllers, cameras, extra games, that sort of thing. We'll let you know as soon as we find out more. As ever, leave a comment and we'll see you guys later.
Bundle!